So now that we've returned to the proper time-space continuum, let's return to our adventure.
Hooray.
We're back in the ugly colors. Now, I'm sorry, we can't take them off.
Hey, you know, I just thought of something. That Ice Island dungeon is completely closed off, so I guess you could say it was pretty isolated.
Oh! Somebody call the pun police!
Ha! I made an ice pun that wasn't obvious.
Oh. Well, at least we're off to
I'll give you credit for that.
At least we're off to get a new toy. So
Or
let's...
are we?
New toy? Those are fun.
Once you beat Dark Dungeons 5 and 6, you can return to the bomb shop here in the Dark World, and there'll be a special prize.
Ah, yes.
Durgan!
The Super Bomb! Now, if you press the A button, it'll it'll stop following you, so no Pegasus boots. But you can go pick it back up again if you drop it where you didn't mean to. Also, I love how if it's following you, like, vertically, then it looks like it's kind of wagging its wick tail back and forth.
Yeah, it does.
Can't this thing accidentally be detonated before you get there, or am I thinking of something else?
If you accidentally press A and proceed not to go
think
get it.
so.
I think I might be thinking of Link Between Worlds again, where, like, the bomb can get hit by enemies and explode before you get to where you need to go.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh god.
It's not that bad, don't worry.
Thankfully, it's a pretty short trip to where we're going. You see, the Golden Pyramid here is a very, very durable structure, so we need to use a little bit more powerful of a bomb to deal with the cracked wall on it.
Yep. At least the cracked wall is very obvious.
It's kind of doing a disco pose.
I'm an old man. Pay me for the door repair.
No! The
Nope.
door was so hard to break open in the first place, so let's go to the Dark World Fairy Pond! You can get 2 upgrades here as, well, free magic potions if you want. But behold the pink fairy lady!
I think she's just called the Fat
Now
Fairy.
just imagine that appearing with the laugh from the Zelda Ocarina of Time fairy.
I have quite the figure for a fairy, she says. Yeah, you don't say.
So all Ganon could think to do to this poor fairy is make her fat?
And turn her into a pig, that's kind of something.
She doesn't look that much like a pig.
She doesn't look fair, but she has a snout.
You know, now I'm just imagining that this
Does
fairy
she?
should be replaced by Miss Piggy, like the Muppet. She'd be great at the fairy fountain thing.
Okay, so now we get the freaking yellow sword, and it's throbbing with power in our hands.
Banana power!
Good banana power. It makes the same sound effect as the level 3 sword, so she just gave her sword a paint job, is all that happened. But it's very powerful now, and god dang it!
Hey, it matches your hat, which means your hat matches something.
Yeah, we have slightly better color coordination now.
I guess.
Also, that was apparently not clipping into that yellow thing enough to warm me back, so okay.
It
Yes,
looks like
you were
you
almost
also
part
have.
of a tree.
It looks like you also have like lime green gloves and red shoes. What the hell, Link?
All I know is I am not chancing it with these RNG boulders.
I always called these cabbages.
Probably for the best.
Ah! They just want you dead?
They do.
Pretty much.
If you go to the old man house, it's so much easier, but you know, I have magic to spare, so whatever. Also, this gives me a perfect demonstration location for what you can do if you're low on magic at any point. Come on, me, I'll break those menus better. If you smash a frozen enemy with the magic hammer, then there's a very high probability that they'll drop magic.
Or rupees,
Oh, yeah.
apparently. It's the other thing they do.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they'll just give you a normal drop, but it very much increases the chance of finding magic. Let's pay another little visit to the bully and his ball friend. Hi, guys!
I don't think they're friends.
Oh, sure they're friends. They're entertaining each other.
I don't think that's true either.
Oh, but they're playing...
I think that is a very abusive relationship.
They're only playing together. It's nothing major. Now we finally get to explore the corner of Death Mountain. which was once again held off because of, you know.
Oh, yes.
So don't bother going to the lower right. There is literally absolutely no reason to go into the lower right of Death Mountain. There are no heart, like, there's no pieces of heart, there's nothing. Nothing!
This part's all
Nothing?
about,
Really?
like, red
Absolutely
herring stuff.
Also, you have to do this in the right order in order to unlock the portal!
Where does the game tell you to do that?
It doesn't. It's 3 things. You just keep trying.
Yeah.
It makes a sound effect. Also,
I mean-
Quake Medallion.
It's stab a turtle in the back.
Well, it apparently hurt a fair bit because it screamed out in pain opening its mouth.
Well, more like its head.
Open its mouth, nothing. It lost its head.
Its head turned it into a staircase.
Is that staircase going up or is it going down?
Yes.
But first, we have other business to attend to. Now, while the lower right section of Death Mountain in the White World is pointless, it at least has this slight point at this section in the Dark World. This is a hookshot puzzle. Just careful not to grab the ones that are against the pit or you will die. It's all about positioning. Also, it's really easy to fall into those pits, like, they're particularly sensitive for some reason.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's like any of the ones that have kind of like those teeth-like guards on the side of them you don't fall into as easily, but these ones, on the other hand. By the way, there's an invisible floor here, and the only way to see it is with ether.
Huh. I don't know if I remembered that or not.
Yeah, like, those will turn up.
I knew there was an invisible floor there. I forgot that was how to do it.
Well, otherwise you just kind of realize it's there and kind of walk over it and then realize, oh crap, this pit here, I wonder if I can go around it. You know, like, careful stepping around type things.
Yeah.
And there's another red herring wall there. Hi, fairy lady! Yeah, those invisible floors will turn up later. Normally you're supposed to light a torch nearby to make them fully visible, but...
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that room did not have any torches, so that's the only way you can see it. So, by going around this invisible floor route, you get up here, which seems pointless, but then...
The heart piece in the light world.
Yes, which is kind of hard to
Yeah.
actually see while you're up there, so...
Well, if you're
I
passing
didn't think
by
I saw
in
it
the
go
light-
by.
Yeah, it'll show up right in the corner of your screen when
No,
you're passing by.
perspective?
That jump doesn't seem intuitive.
Yeah, it's like, the jump panel's there, so you're like, okay, this will probably work. But either way, let's go into this dungeon.
I think that staircase was going up.
Here comes the Nintendo hotline once again to save us.
Hey, get the green potion, you scrub.
I still have 3 green potions game. I think I'm fine.
Why don't you tell Link that throwing his rod at this question mark rope will do something instead of just like, I don't know, get a green potion.
Nothing in the game tells you that's what you're supposed to do, but it's the gating mechanism of this dungeon.
That is very bizarre.
Yeah, but this one, let's see. You must have at least beaten Dark Dungeons 6 and 3, and I don't think you need the time spent in this dungeon, so I think those are the only 2. One's a given, but you can't skip one.
You also have to have gotten an item that's not in a dungeon.
Yes. I don't actually think there's a spot to use the hammer in this dungeon, so I may be proven wrong momentarily, but also we're being watched.
Yes.
So this room demonstrates one of the new features of this dungeon.
Laser eyes.
Oh,
Laser
yeah.
eyes that you must moonwalk to avoid.
Yeah, another thing that the hint line could have told us but refused to do so.
The hint line could have told us that we would need a specific item that's not in a dungeon. Also, I mean, they could have given you, like, at least 3 hints that would have been actually useful compared to what they actually said.
So this room is all a practice of restraint. While you can light these torches up early, you can't, like, throw fire at them again to keep them on, so you have to try and hesitate and throw fire at them as late as possible.
You have to make sure they're lined up. Sort
Yeah,
of.
and you have to just restrain yourself, because otherwise that door is gonna close in your face before you can walk through it. 'Cause they
And
don't
as we
stay-
know, you hate patience.
Yep. Speaking of,
As seen here.
Just saying no to the rolling pin.
like I could kind of slowly make my way through, or I could just do that. I mean, there's a thing of magic right there. Oh, okay, I'll show how it's supposed to be done on the way back. Hey, was that so bad? But yeah, you need to make thorough use of your magic in this dungeon, because there's a fair few things to do. Next up on the something kind of platform express. So there's this room.
Oh man, one of these.
I don't know if I ever knew you could just hide in the doorway.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way to speed this up. You just gotta hang out. It's one of the most dangerous things to deal with in terms of actually fighting the tiles. But if you know you can do this, it's kind of, yeah.
Oh look, it's making that same pattern again.
This is the only pattern they know. That was difficult. By the way, it's pointless.
Oh. Well.
100% pointless.
Well, maybe you can pull the tongues of the ones against the wall.
Welcome to Turtle Rock. It's a freaking dick dungeon.
It's not that bad. Come on.
Okay, Ice Island's technically worse, but this place is still annoying.
I'm surprised they didn't reuse the ice physics anywhere. What the hell is this enemy?
I don't know, but it just rebounds
Oh
all
yeah, I
over the
forgot
damn
that was a
place.
thing. It's a very bouncy pokey.
It also gives you, like, all kinds of awesome drops, so also chain chomps.
Yep.
Welcome to the dungeon of Mario enemies for reasons?
Well, it's not the only Zelda game that has chain chomps in it.
That's obvious. Speaking of, screw these things, by the way. Just say no to chain chomps, because that's kind of tight quarters for trying to open that treasure chest.
It is the Mario dungeon. We also have warp pipes.
Yep. Turtle Rock is weird. It uses the freaking cave graphics. It has just a whole bunch of stuff in it that never shows up anywhere else.
I don't think these are exactly the same as the cave graphics. The rock is a little bit different.
Maybe very slightly. It's very similar though.
Yeah.
Enter the warp pipe that has an arrow facing the other way.
Well, I mean, it is turtle. It is turtle rock. Of course, it's going to be made out of rock.
I love the thumping noise that you can hear when you hit any of the corners.
Yeah.
Link is getting smashed around in there. It's gonna hurt.
Good thing he's already brain dead.
Yeah, by the way. Quadra kill!
Smooth move.
Nice shot.
I felt good about that one.
What? The Pegasus dash doesn't activate that?
Nope.
I feel like it should.
It really should, but yeah, that thing can drop 8 bombs, it can drop fairies, it can drop entire magic refills.
You can ignore that laser in a weird way.
That totally didn't hit me, definitely not. Yeah, I looked kind of perplexed. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, well, that didn't hit. Past me is confused, but here's the big key. That lava graphic, by the way.
It's very...
It is pretty nice.
I don't know what to make of it.
It's kind of bright, but yeah, you know, then we're back here.
For some reason, that lava graphic reminds me of OHR RPG CE, for some reason.
Yeah, kinda.
It seems like a very specific sort of animation that you'd be able to easily make in that engine.
Right. Yeah. I loved playing with that thing.
Well, now that we at least have ourselves the big key, we can kind of proceed through here. This room can be somewhat interesting. Yeah, look at all the stuff these guys can drop. It's ridiculous.
It seems like they're assigned to drop
Everything
keys
must
more
go!
often than not.
Pretty much, but, you know. Ah! No! So many freaking bunny spells just waiting to hit from pots.
Join the bunnies, Pink.
I don't want to.
They should have made Ganondorf fire those at you or something.
Well, there's another entrance to the dungeon, and it has the item there.
I wonder
God.
where it is.
This part is kind of scary.
All the eyes.
Don't look back.
That's the thing. There's a couple of them that are the opposite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Try to position yourself enough to the side so that only one of them's shooting at you, so you can kind of get out of the way of your own bomb.
Jeez.
By the way, want to see one of the less obvious pieces of art in the game?
Sure.
Oh.
There's no other way to reach this cave. Also, Dark World graphics in the Light World, because why not? It's bleeding through into reality!
This is one of the only instances of that, I think.
Pretty much the right side of Death Mountain has a few instances of it, and that's about it. Mostly the jellyfish bleeding in. But with that, we have the final heart piece!
Hurrah!
Yay! All the collectibles!
Well, we don't have the last heart container yet.
I'll look at that soon. Like in, like another 8 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You must use your cane because we made so actually we had to do that. Here's the mirror shield. Now you can't see Link anymore.
But at least it matches his hat.
Yeah, our color coordination is improving.
Slowly but steadily.
Slowly, yellow bleeds its way into our color palette. Once again, into the abyss. Ah! But yes, with the mirror shield, we can block the eye lasers. That's pretty much it.
Probably also lasers from Abimos.
No, you can't block those.
What, really?
Nope.
Wow.
The only other special thing you can block with it is the big fireballs that the red, mousy, followy enemies use. So those guys are back. So yeah, the power-up in this dungeon is almost specifically just for completing this dungeon.
It's for style purposes.
That's kind of weird.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, and then there's this room where you try all you want to push that block, but it's not until you hear the chime of killing all the enemies can you actually push the block.
I don't understand how these blocks work.
Yeah, they're very strange blocks.
What have you done?
So we have another one of these rooms.
I love that you still hear them explode in the previous room.
Yeah, you can even hear the last one falling down, because there's that one last one that comes down.
This is like that one Easter egg room, except it wants to kill you, and it's easier to find.
I just want all that money that I can't hold. I've been at 999 rupees for so long now.
Secretly, all of the money you're collecting past 999 is deposited in Link's bank account.
Oh, you mean the one from Majora's Mask?
No, that one resets every 3 days. It's kind of unreliable.
Oh. Wait, no, that one's the one that persists through the 3 days.
Well, if you rewind time, yes. Don't try to make sense of what I'm saying anymore.
Let's just deal with this room.
Now, Zelda will just call Link through one of the payphones and just say, "I'm sorry, I used your rupees to buy a moonstone."
So you can't really defend yourself when on these platforms. Anywhere where you see kind of like the more solid shapes, you can force yourself to turn there. If it's just a dotted line in a junction, then you have to follow it, but if it has the connectors, then you can go in any of the directions. That's the only way you can really dodge anything in this room.
But that takes more time, so let's be invincible instead.
Yeah, so let's just cheese it instead.
Phase lock it!
Phase lock it!
Phase Knight does have good ring to it, I gotta say.
It does.
I decided to show every corner in this room, even though there's not really any point of it, but you know, it's an interesting room.
Gotta clean up all those skulls.
Must have the vase obsessiveness continue.
If you have a bunch of skulls laying around, health inspectors ain't gonna give you a very good rating.
I'm kind of surprised past me navigated
That's
that
true.
perfectly, by the way.
Yeah.
As long as you know where to stop, it's okay to go ahead and use the Pegasus boost there.
The whole point of that room is to make you go, yeah!
By the way,
Pretty much.
we must do sideways walking. It's the only way to get your shield to hold out that way.
Oh, it works.
As if the game's sword hitbox wasn't weird enough. There's also a shield hitbox.
Yeah, you notice how that's like passing through me before it actually gets blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sword beam noises!
Link's almost doing some sort of fighting game blocking attacks logic here, I think. It didn't pass through you that time, because you were, like, moving away from it.
So, this bump in the wall leads back to outside. This serves two purposes.
Alright.
One, if you get stuck, you can come back here and get back to the light world to go, pick up some green magic and all that other stuff. Because you can make it to this particular warp. Like, you can come back here. This does work as a checkpoint of sorts. It's one of those things, you don't really realize it until you actually have to use it. Also, it kind of works as a magic mirror checkpoint, so as long as you go through that way, if you do get screwed over, you can just fire off your magic mirror and it'll take you back to that entrance instead.
Huh.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, that's
I always thought the point of that ledge was like, haha, screw you, there's nothing over here.
No, it's actually a genuinely really good game design moment.
It still feels like a bit of a screw you.
Maybe a little bit, but it's secretly looking after you.
Yeah, I mean, it's only one bomb anyway.
Yeah, and like it looks like nothing, but it's really so much. Ah, Nintendo.
It just needs to have a midpoint Zui in there. Then you would know.
This room is a big old maze of stuff, but you really only just have to get to the top of the room. There's nothing else of value in here.
I don't know if we really need to mention it, but you're probably not supposed to solve these puzzles with the sword beam.
I'll just use a boomerang. What difference does it make?
That's true.
So you guys ready for... Actually, a lot of people consider this boss pretty difficult, but...
It's not that bad. It hurts, I think.
Ominous torch lift elevator!
Yeah, the ominous elevator of doom! So in order to defeat this boss, you need both the fire and the ice rod. And trust me, go after the ice head first. It will freeze the ground and cause ice physics.
Oh wait, I said that they didn't reuse the
yeah.
ice physics and I was wrong. Whoops.
Also, you can tell when the middle head's going to attack you because the turtle's head starts wagging really fast. I mean, not head, the tail.
This
Alright.
is a silly turtle.
Yeah, it's like really easy to actually dodge this guy. After a little bit of practice, I realized, wow, this boss is actually easy.
There's a handful of Zelda bosses throughout all the games that people make a big deal out of that aren't really that bad.
Yeah, I wonder where you're supposed to hit it.
Yeah.
Also, more nonsense! God, that thing has no HP.
I
Wow.
think the best example of that is probably Georg from Majora's Mask, the fish thing in the water dungeon.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that thing's pitiful.
Yeah, I've heard people complain about that being a really difficult fight, and I'm like, no, you just turn on Zora power and ram into it until it dies. What do you...
But we've rescued the final girlfriend, and that means we've rescued...
Wait, what? Oh, there isn't one in Ganon's tower?
The only girlfriend with a name.
It's Zelda, and she's changed clothes while in crystal form.
Of course she has.
Told you.
She's a magical girl. She just magics up her outfit.
Don't magical girls usually magic away most of their outfit?
Yeah, but she has to be a pretty princess, so she has to be a little more, professional.
It's a little hard to tell exactly what people are wearing in this sprite size anyway.
Dude, also, Zelda will give you that same speech even if you give them... Like, technically you don't have to get any of the crystals before going to the dungeons, so you can technically just get the weapons from everywhere and come get Zelda first, and she would still say the same thing.
They probably don't expect you to do that.
It's true, it's true. Oh well, Sequence breaking! Anyway, that's all the regular dungeons. Let's move on to the next.
Hooray.
Yay.